What's up, internet? Welcome back to my channel. We're back with another video. Alright, so today I want to talk about the Diddy trial, but before I get to that and my whole little assertion, I want to do a little update on the whole DEI thing and point out that a lot of companies have been opting out. And specifically, this is a picture from Target. Instead of putting up an LGBT campaign, they put up American flags and, American clothing and footwear and everything else like that, right? And I wanted to point this out because it seems like overnight people stopped caring about that community. That's how fast it was. A stroke of a pen kind of ended that kind of whole movement. In fact, there's a picture that I think Dwayne Wade just posted with his with his son, and I remember I made a comment saying something like, oh, child abuse is so 2022. But yeah, he's still posting pictures with his quote unquote daughter. And I think they don't understand that, hey, that trend is kind of over now. You know what I mean? But anyway, I wanted to point out how easy it was to just destroy their whole movement. And now let me get into the next point. Okay, so today we are talking about Diddy and Jane Doe. So we've heard Cassie's testimony, and Cassie's testimony proved to be, a consensual relationship. Maybe there was some domestic violence, but it was a consensual relationship. Okay, this new girl, which happens to be Daphne Joy, which is 50 Cent's baby mama, is also testifying, and it's a consensual relationship. Okay, and I feel like the government is wasting a lot of resources and a lot of money trying to put a RICO on Diddy. Then down the street, you got Harvey Weinstein, who's being retried for his Me Too case. So there's a common theme here where I think people are having Me Too fatigue. I'm gonna put that on the little overlay or whatever. Me Too fatigue, and I think it's gonna finally bite them in the ass. Now, I don't think Diddy's gonna escape scot-free. I think he's gonna still have to eat a couple charges. If anything, he's gonna have to eat the drug charges and maybe the gun charges or something like that. So he's gonna sit down, but I think he got the RICO part beat. Like, there is no RICO here. These women wanted to be around this man's lifestyle, and he wanted to have sex with them. Now, albeit freaky sex that I'll never understand and don't want to understand. Okay, but fair exchange is not robbery. And I keep asking this same question. How come you don't hear about this happening to regular people that work at Walmart, work at Target, maybe drive a forklift? You don't never hear about regular dudes having this problem where I was so scared to leave him because I just didn't want him to get mad at me. So I just let him do whatever because I just didn't want him to get mad at me. No, you wanted to continue to live the lifestyle. Now, this woman, Jane Doe, which is Daphne Joy, which is 50 Cent's baby mama, said that he literally put her on freak-off contracts, paying her $10,000 a month. Not only that, she take the money and go open a bunch of credit cards so she can furnish her house. Furnish her apartment or whatever it is that she was living in. Like, there was a trend, like I said, fair exchange isn't robbery. So that was her job. She even Diddy said it in the voicemails, like, hey, I've been paying you this money and you ain't been doing the freak-offs. Get on your job, basically. So what does this mean for the future of feminism and all of that? Because people are already got feminist fatigue. I think that's going to be the next shoe to drop. The DEI was the first shoe to drop. Now that women are losing their jobs, people are going to stop paying. It's kind of like the boy who cried wolf. You know what I mean? This is a perfect situation of a boy who cried wolf, but it's a girl who cried wolf. You got Shannon Sharp about to take trial. You got Smokey Robinson he's getting sexual assault charges put on him by his house cleaners and stuff. Then you got Daphne Joy. Then you got Cassie Ventura. You know what I mean? And these women are asking for ungodly amounts of payouts and shit like that. I'm willing to bet, because here's one thing that happens when you play with the court of law, is that every case goes into like a file for other lawyers to use to fight other cases. So for instance, like Bill Cosby went and did 2 years, got out, right? Now, if anybody else has the same similar case to Bill Cosby, where some chicks is claiming that, he put something in my drink and it was 20 years ago, it's probably not going to go anywhere. Because they're going to be like, look up the state of Philadelphia versus Bill Cosby. And then they'll use that to stop whatever allegations go through. This will be the same type of thing that happens in this case where, a powerful man will be accused of something, and then they'll be able to revert back to Diddy's case, or they'll be able to revert back to Weinstein or Bill Cosby. This is if they get off, or they get their cases overturned, or they win their cases. They'll be able to go back and look at those. Then you have legislators, people who write laws, okay? You're going to keep pissing people off, and you're going to keep taking up all the county's resources with all of your allegations and stuff, and people are going to pass laws that limit your your rights. It's just like the Roe v. Wade and the DEI. You guys keep complaining and thinking that I'm just gonna complain, and then he's gonna give me money, and it's gonna be like, well, those same rich guys have enough money to buy legislators to write laws that make sure that in the future you women don't really have any rights to complain about anything, and you're gonna have to start learning this little small thing, which is gonna be a real big turning point in this country when we create laws that hold women accountable. This is gonna be a revolutionary idea when this starts to happen, because that's gonna be the next shoe to drop. You guys are gonna do this girl cried wolf thing, and then everybody's gonna find out like, this guy is a monster, but you women were participating in it. Everybody's a participant. Even Harvey Weinstein, he didn't deserve to go to jail. I'm happy that Candace Owens is reviewing his case, because I actually watched the case myself. And the whole case was about how ugly he was. See, this is the thing. This is the biggest problem. And this is what's going to get women, it's going to continue to get women put in these terrible situations. This phrase right here: I want a sugar daddy, but I just don't want to give him any sugar. That's going to get you in a bad situation. What's another one that women like to say? I can dress however I want to, and no man has a right to touch me. That's going to keep getting y'all into bad situations. Not only are those things going to keep getting y'all into bad situations, but there will be legislation that takes away your right to complain or whatever. You're going to walk into one of these precincts or something. I went on a date with the guy, and I went home with him, and I told him stop, but he just kept going. And they're going to look at you and be like, okay, that sounds like a personal problem. That's not a criminal matter. You know what I mean? Like they might take certain laws and then just turn them into like civil laws versus criminal laws, because there's no evidence. It's just your word against his type thing. And then when they finally do investigate, it turns out, like, if you're supposed to be, think about it like this. Diddy's trial has all of the women, all of the agents who brought Diddy down or brought Diddy to trial were women agents. So once again, these women have access to unlimited resources. They did a terrible research job. They thought they were going to bring Diddy in and try to put him in jail under some Me Too, get rid of the strong, powerful males, thought they were going to get away with all of that. And I think what's going to end up happening is they're going to fumble this case, and many of them are going to lose their jobs. You know what I mean? It's same with that. Many of them are gonna lose their jobs. So I think that, don't interrupt your enemy when they're making a mistake. And it's the same thing with the Me Too. That's the reason why the whole Me Too thing failed. Me Too failed because Asia Argento, she was dating Anthony Bourdain, rest in peace. I used to love his show. You know what I mean? That's one of the reasons why he probably offed himself, is because while she was trying to join the Me Too movement and talk about Harvey Weinstein and all this other stuff, then some boy came out and said, hey, listen, she used to molest me on the set of our movie when we were in Italy or whatever. And, and then all of a sudden the whole Me Too movement kind of fell apart, especially when they start when the transgenders start trying to join in and say, well, we're women too, and we're getting assaulted too. Their whole movement fell apart. So, just don't interrupt your enemy when they're making a mistake. And the same thing with chivalry. Like, women always say, oh, chivalry is dead and all of this. Well, who killed it? Women did. So just let them give people enough rope, and they either gonna hang themselves with it or they're gonna become a cowboy. Anyway, that's the video for today. Peace.